This is him. I was strapped on top of him like this.
Okay.
And he couldn't fight back. It was actually surprisingly easy. He was saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Ah!" And I just kept on stabbing his neck. I was so excited, so rushed up on adrenaline and everything. But it's just...
İşte bu, sorunlu bir geçmişe ve çeşitli akıl hastalıklarına sahip 19 yaşındaki Brian Cohy. Soruşturmacılar tarafından sorgulanırken Cohy'nin evsiz bir adamı öldürüp başını kestiğini itiraf ettiği bildirildi ve MES'a ilçe Adli Tıp Ofisi'ne de bu ifade verildi. Polis sorgusu sırasında kurbanı o ayın başlarında 69 yaşındaki Warren Barnes olarak teşhis eden Brian, ölüm ve hastalıkla ilgili ömür boyu süren merakıyla ilgili rahat bir şekilde övünmüştü. Ancak özellikle tüyler ürpertici olan eylemini tarif etme biçimiydi.
I cut open his belly to see his guts. It really pained me. Sorry, that was morbid. I tossed the arm bits around. Like I took the right arm bit, threw it out, took the left arm bit, threw it out, and then I took the head, put it in a leftover box. I always wanted to know what it felt like to cut someone. It was just curious.
1 Mart 2021'de Brian Cohy, Colorado'da bir adreste insan kalıntıları içeren bir çanta bulunmasının ardından tutuklandı. Bir kişi, evde plastik bir torba içinde insan kalıntıları olduğuna inandığı bir şey bulduğunu söyleyerek ihbarda bulundu. Bunun üzerine polis birden fazla arama yaptı ve arama yapılan yerlerden birinde insan kalıntıları bulundu. Polis, Cohy'nin arama yapılan adreslerden biriyle bağlantılı olduğunu ve sorgulanmak üzere gözaltına alındığını söyledi. Cohy'nin 27 Şubat'ta Barnes'ı nasıl öldürdüğüne karar verildi ve bunu yapma şekli ve nedeni tüylerinizi diken diken edecek.
And how did you get here?
I murdered someone.
Okay. So start back at the beginning and go slow and tell me as many details as you can remember.
So, because I mean, Murray going to jail for the 15 years probably.
I have no idea.
Because
We're at the beginning.
it's murder. I mean, I'm going to jail for
Okay.
20 probably, but I am in a bad state of mind at that time. I have major depressive disorder, so I am not thinking something positively.
Okay.
And Brian, before you start, you say you have a major depressive disorder. I'm just curious what those are.
Well, actually, I have several. I have high-functioning Asperger's.
Okay.
I have ADHD
Uh-huh.
and major depressive disorder.
Kısmen de olsa, sorgulamaya yaklaşımı bir başa çıkma mekanizması veya savunma stratejisi olabilir. Açık sözlü ve görünüşte rahat davranarak, anlatıyı kontrol etmeye, durumun yoğunluğunu azaltmaya veya belki de zihinsel durumuna dair algıyı manipüle etmeye çalışıyor olabilir. Polis memuru artık son derece tehlikeli bir kişiyle karşı karşıya olduğunu anlamıştı. Ciddi sorunları olan tehlikeli bir kişiydi. Katilin övünmekten ve suçunu anlatmaktan zevk aldığını gözlemlediği için sadece kısa sorular sorarak özgürce konuşmasına izin verdi. Her şey nispeten sorunsuz ilerliyordu ve Brian suçunun ayrıntılarına girmeye başladı. Memurun sorgulamayı çabucak bitireceği gibi görünüyordu. Ancak ardından gelen şey onu tamamen şaşkına çevirdi.
So what's important to me is to learn as much about you and what you did and as I can. Well, as many details as you can give me, the better.
Yeah, there's a road underneath, right?
Uh-huh.
Under the overpass. And I was driving along, and I see a shape here on the railway track. So I'm like, oh, interesting.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a homeless person. So I grab my knife, I put on 3 layers of gloves.
What are you worried about? I mean, this looks like it's pretty close to the road and stuff. Somebody seeing you
Well,
or catching you?
it was 11 p.m.,
Okay.
so not many were driving by.
So were you worried about them seeing you?
I was worried about one of them stopping. But
What
then
did you think could happen if somebody...
well, if they looked, well, it was quite dark under there, so they wouldn't have seen the guy unless they looked. They would have seen me holding a bloody 12-inch knife,
Okay.
wearing gloves, and wearing a mask to conceal my identity, a face mask.
Okay. So you weren't doing it for COVID, you were doing it to hide your face?
Partially. Social distancing.
Bazı kişiler olumlu veya olumsuz dikkat çekmek için iğrenç eylemler işlerler. Suçla övünmek, bu onaylanma ihtiyacının bir devamı olabilir. Eylemi bir başarı veya onları diğerlerinden ayıran bir şey olarak görebilirler. Brian'ın sorgulama sırasındaki sakin tavrı, kahkahası ve görünüşte dostane davranışı özellikle de göz önüne alındığında. İşlediği suçun ağırlığı, duygusal kopukluk veya durumdan uzaklaşma düzeyini düşündürmektedir. Otizm spektrum bozukluğu olan kişiler bazen nörotipik bireyler gibi duyguları anlamakta veya ifade etmekte zorluk çekebilirler. Bu bir spektrum olsa ve deneyimler büyük ölçüde değişebilse de, otizm spektrum bozukluğunun tek başına birini şiddet yanlısı yapmadığını, depresyonun ise çeşitli davranış değişikliklerine yol açabileceğini belirtmek önemlidir. Senaryoda anlatıldığı gibi aşırı şiddet tipik bir tezahür olmasa da. Derin umutsuzluk, öfke veya çaresizlik duygularının bireyin eylemlerinde veya algılarında rol oynayabileceği ihtimali var. Brian, suçunu ayrıntılı bir şekilde anlatmaya devam etti ve müfettişlere soruşturmaları için ihtiyaç duydukları her şeyi verdi. Aslında onlara bilmek istediklerinden daha fazlasını verdi.
I took the knife, I pulled back the canvas, and I stabbed his neck. He was panicking at first in his old man's voice. He was in his 50s. I know why I call him old man. He was saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Ah!" And I just kept on stabbing his neck. Is it okay if I do a demonstration?
Oh, yeah.
This is him. I was straddled on top of him like this.
Okay.
And he couldn't fight back. It was actually surprisingly easy. I was barely breaking a sweat. I thought, oh, this guy, he's going to be tough. But no, it was actually surprisingly easy. And during the time I was growling and making animalistic noises.
Why were you doing that?
I suppose it was a frenzy.
Okay.
I was so excited, so rushed up on adrenaline every day. Like
Okay.
this. Woo-hoo! And I paused and he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I've been wanting to do this for a long time." All the while, no, actually, after I killed him, I just couldn't stop saying, "Sticky, dirty, dirty, sticky, sticky." I wasn't smelling anything, but
Then why were you saying that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then after that, I stripped his clothes. I cut open his belly to see his guts. They're really pink. Sorry, that was morbid. Then I cut off his head. I gave him a Glasgow smile.
What's that?
A Joker smile. I destroyed his eyes by stabbing them in.
Okay.
And then I cut off his hands. I put those in plastic Ziploc bags. And then I cut off his right arm at this joint
Okay.
and at this joint. And then at this arm, I tried cutting it here, and then I tried cutting it here. But what happened was, I accidentally broke his bone. This one, it was poking out.
Okay.
And so I left that one here, partially cut, dismembered here, bone sticking out. And then I left his body there. And then I took the head, put it in a leftover pizza box from the dinner a few nights ago. I was thinking about taking out his heart. I was planning to maybe keep a finger.
You haven't got that far yet.
No. Right here, yeah,
And I think you stabbed him anywhere besides, but I know you said the neck a lot of times. How many times do you think? Did you count them?
No. I was going until he stopped. And here's where my car was parked. His corpse is here. You're going to want a crime scene that's roughly to the railroad tracks, because they're right here. Hid the hands and head in my room. Clean the knife, threw away the garbage with the blood on it in a washing machine, put it on high speed so it would effectively remove the blood. Washed it twice. I take his body out, I put it in the water, and because I don't want fingerprints on a body.
So you cut him open, did you cut his arms off, his hands off, all that before you went home?
Yeah, before I went home, I tossed the arm bits around. Like I took the right arm bit, threw it out,
Okay.
took the left arm bit, threw it
So
out.
it's somewhere around that bridge?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Thank you for the water, by the way.
Sure.
Do you need more?
I will take another, please.
Let me go get one, okay?
hope I'm being cooperative.
Oh, you're doing great.
The head, because it was starting to stink, I was planning on throwing the head and hands away.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I have it right. The head is inside of a trash bag.
It was.
Well, where is it now?
In the kitchen sink. My parents searched through my room and they found the head and hands.
Mavi bir tulum, maske ve eldiven giyen Brian, kurbanın parçalarını evine götürüp bir dolaba sakladı. Cinayetle bağlantısını ortaya çıkarabilecek her türlü izi nasıl dikkatlice sildiğini ayrıntılı bir şekilde anlattı. Bu yüzden olay yerine geri döndü ve kurbanın diğer kalıntılarını arabasının bagajına yükledi. Ardından 1 Mart'ta yerel bir tekne rampasında bu parçaları nehre atmaya gitti. Yerel yetkililer Kohun dolabında olası insan kalıntıları bulunduğuna dair bir ihbar aldı. Olay yerine gelen Mesa ilçe şerif yardımcıları bunların gerçekten insan kalıntıları olduğunu doğruladı ve olay yerinde koyunun bir adamı öldürdüğünü hemen itiraf ettiğini söylediler. Eylemlerinin ardındaki nedenleri ve motivasyonlarını açıkladığı son kısımda, özetle, şüphelinin davranışları ve ifadeleri narsisizm ve empati eksikliğinin potansiyel bir karışımını ortaya koyuyor. Kontrol arzusu ve toplumsal normlardan ve duygulardan derin bir kopukluk. Bu tür bir kombinasyon ciddi antisosyal eğilimleri veya bozuklukları olan bireylerde görülebilir.
I always knew I would be in this building, whether it was as a criminal or a police officer. I'm not a serial killer by no means. I always wanted to know what it felt like to cut up someone.
Okay.
So the arms was...
So why did you stop? Where did you stop?
Because the arms were just... That's it. That's all I wanted to know was like cutting off a limb. And I'm just like, okay.
Okay.
And you talked about you were just kind of in a bad space that night.
It was, yes.
Okay. Why were you in a bad space?
I didn't take my medicine, and plus for years I was wondering what murder would feel like, because you read like Ted Bundy and the Zodiac, they all say murder's the best feeling in the world. So I'm like, I'm going to try that.
So how long have you been planning or looking for someone to do this with before you found this guy?
About a year?
About a year?
No, 6 months.
Do you know who the person was that you killed?
No.
You said you've thought about doing this for the last 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
Okay. You gotta ask, right?
Yeah.
How about animals? Have you practiced on anything?
Yes.
It's pretty big stuff.
Tell us about that.
Person.
It was 2018 Halloween. A stray black cat had been coming around our house. This was before I moved into my mom's. This was at my dad's. And I was thinking about killing him. I then hid the body in a shoebox, and then I disposed it in the trash and got away with it.
Okay.
And that cat.
Did you keep him for a while like you did this guy, or?
I kept it for 3 days. Then it started to stink. There's a 3 rule for bodies. I like to call it the 3 rule.
Okay, tell me about that.
3 days, the body starts to stink. No, 3 hours, rigor mortis sets in. Body stiffens. 3 days, the body starts to stink because of decomposition. 3 weeks, the body is starting to seriously decompose.
Right.
3 months, the body is unrecognizable. 3 years, it turns into a skeleton.
And may I ask how you know that?
I've always had a fascination with forensics and with anatomy and physiology. That's something I made up. If I go back that night, probably wouldn't have done it. Knowing that, knowing what it felt like, knowing how this will all turn out, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, what did you think it was going to feel like? What did you said you were curious. What did you think it was going to feel like?
I thought it would be the best feeling in the world.
Sonuç olarak jüri Brian Cohy'yi 1. derece cinayetten suçlu buldu. Cohy, yargılama sırasında akıl sağlığı yerinde olmadığı gerekçesiyle suçsuz olduğunu iddia etti ve şartlı tahliye imkanı olmaksızın ömür boyu hapis cezasına çarptırıldı.